My name's Terry Greenwood. I'm from Washington County, southwestern Pennsylvania. I got a little story I'll tell you, the effects of gas drilling on your farm. Well, 1988, me and my wife found a farm with 60 acres, had good water, had 2 springs, a well, a pond, so we bought it through the bank. And they wanted to take a lot of years to pay for it, but we paid it off real quick. I was a truck driver. She works at the post office. We're both retired right now. So when we bought the farm, there was a lease that come with the farm from 1921. And there was a well on the 40 acres, not the 60 acres that we had. So I didn't think nothing of it, at least from 1921. You know, never thought nothing about any gas wells. Didn't have no talking with any gas people until 2007. They come to our farm and said, we're going to build 2 gas wells on your farm. I said, get lost, go someplace else. So the landman, they beat us up for about 6 months, coming to our house, telling us, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You take this or leave it, or we'll go eminent domain and take the property, what we need. So didn't hear from them for a while because they like threatened you. When the landman came to the house, he kept saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. He says, no use fighting us because Dominion has more money than you, you'll lose. And this is how they talk to you in your house. Well, I threw him out of my house. Yeah, I said, you don't talk to me in my house like that. So they come back again. Next thing I know, my oldest son lives at home. He says, the fence charger's not working. I said, well, something's wrong. So we go back to the back field here. They cut the fence, pulled the post out, and started digging roads. In the back part of our property. Our property's a ½ mile long. They was in the back part of the field. They come through the pasture, started building roads. I went to 2 attorneys, and the 2 attorneys says, it's a never-ending lease. They can do what they want to do. I said, can't I keep them off my property? And they said, no. So they built a road ½ mile long, clean out to the front of the property, out across my pastures, out across my hay fields, ½ mile long, built 1 well. Well, that was in January of 2008. January 31st, our well comes out of the sink looking like iced tea.
Yeah, mine too.
I called the gas company, called DEP. They said, don't drink it, we'll get you water. So they got us drinking water. Well, prior to this, they tested 2 waters, our drinking water for our well and our spring. The spring for the cattle and the pond, the DEP and the gas company says, especially the DEP, says, we don't have to test that because that's not for human consumption. And I told him, I said, I sell my cattle to 84 Auction, which is an auction house down there, for people to eat. I said, that is for human consumption. So they just continued what they did. So we got drinking water. They paid for it for a while. So when they got done with that, they went to the top of the hill, up by the pond.
Did you have buffalo then?
Not right yet. Yeah.
Well, you said you had drinking water.
Yeah, the drinking water was the water jugs, the 5-gallon jug, the
So
5
they
or
brought
6
you
gallon
jugs
jug.
of water. Okay.
Yeah, they brought that for us in January 31st. And so anyways, they went up on the top field, another ½ mile, another quarter mile up on top of the hill by the pond. 285 feet from the pond, started drilling another well. Well, in the middle of February, they're drilling, and the water's running into the field, into the pasture where the cattle was. And it was running down into the pond, and I called the DEP, and I called the gas company, Dominion, and they says, the DEP said, there's nothing wrong with that water. They dump it in the fields in West Virginia. That's what the DEP told me. So we didn't think nothing about it. So the end of March, April, May, my cows are having calves. Well, one has a calf, one dies, one has a calf, one dies. By the time this is all done, out of 19 cows, I lost 10 calves. They were stillborn. 4 of them were blind, and 1 had a cleft palate at the end. The longer they carried them calves, they was getting worse. So when I called the DEP and the gas company, the DEP said, well, that's a farmer's luck. That's what the DEP told me. This is how these people treat you. You know, I didn't have no issue with these people before this until all this. But we had this farm for almost 19 years. I never had these problems before until they come here. So they end up ruining our water. So they drilled us 5 water wells to try to get us drinking water. The last water well they drilled, it tastes like salt water. And the DEP says it tastes salty because you're not using it. That's what the DEP told. That's how they talk to you. They tested our waters before. They even tested our waters. We had the test results from before they even come on the property. They tested the 2 waters. And he said, you have good water. I said, I know we do. I said, but you ruined all our water. But in March of 2008, that's when they brought the water buffalo out. And we've been watering our cattle with a water buffalo, a 2,000-gallon water buffalo. And I had to buy extra tanks because the spring that fed the cattle, when the well disappeared, the spring disappeared at the same time. So we have a 60-acre farm with no water. We're paying for drinking water, which has cost us, the last 3 years, it has cost us $800 a year for just drinking water. The water buffalo, they've been paying for that. But I don't know when they're going to take it off us, because in 2009, the DEP come to me with a paper stating to sign this release form for $7,500, or we're going to let Dominion take the water buffalo off of you. And I called everybody in Harrisburg. I met Ron in 2009, and I don't know what happened. We still got the water buffalo, but I don't know how long. But they're holding this above us.
Sure.
You know, because if they take it off of us, I'm out of business, because we got a 60-acre farm with no water.
Plus you have to water the cattle twice a day.
Yeah, my son, he lives at home, and he's been doing this for 4 years every day, watering the cattle with a garden hose, filling the tanks. I only have 13 cows right now, big cows, and I've had nothing but problem with my cattle. For the 2008 season, I had 9 calves that lived, and the 10 calves died, and a 2-year-old cow died. For 2009, I had calves. The 2011 season, my bull did not produce any calves. So I got rid of him and bought another bull, and I do have calves this year, but I didn't have no cattle to sell for this year from last year. Yearlings, which you make your money off of them, is 600, 700, 800 pound cows. Yeah, so this is what the gas company did to us. And I'm not the only one out there affected like that has a farm. I'm just a small-time farmer, and with 20 head of cattle, I could feed a lot of people. And that's what I run at the time. That's all I could handle. I couldn't handle 200, 300, 400 cows, but 20 cows was good. You know, I could handle that. You know, but the way I think about it, water is more important than gas. And with no farms, that's all I am. You know? I didn't ask for them people because I didn't need them people.
That's right.
You know, me and my wife run that farm, and we did fine because we both worked. We could do what we wanted to on the farm. And the one guy from the gas company, the DEP, says to my wife, she says, "Well, what do you care? You'll get rich off the gas well." She said, "We didn't need them on our property." She said, "We are preserving a farm," and that's what she told them in that. You know, but they treat you terrible, these people. So anybody that's going to have gas company come to you and drill on your property, look forward to the hard things that's going to happen. You know, but this is the way they treat you. You know.
We lost the 6 acres.
City.
Yeah, and what they tore up on the roads, I lost 6 acres of hay fields, and I lost 1.5 acres of pasture. So I went backwards, you know. But you lose property. Once they come on your property, they don't make it the way it used to be. They just put roads on with big stones about this big around out through your hay fields, and you can't do nothing with them in that, you know. So, and then the water truck comes every day, and our driveway is a private drive. It's 3/10 of a mile long, and we've been trying to maintain it for the last 4 years because the water truck, they send a tandem, a triaxle, these big heavy trucks, they back all the way up our driveway, and the driveway's like a big washboard now. And I just, 8 years ago, I spent $13,000 to fix the driveway because nothing comes up our driveway, just us. And this truck tore it up, you know. But now CNX owns it now because Dominion sold it to CNX. So now I'm fighting with another company, you know. But this is how they treat you, you know. Okay, thank you. I have some, you'll see some of the pictures, some of them calves that was blind and that.
Right here, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.